Welcome back to USA Coins 1. Today, we are uncovering one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the 1965 quarter dollar, a coin that marked the end of the Silver Age and the beginning of a modern revolution in U.S. coinage. The 1965 quarter might look ordinary to many people, but its story is full of drama, change, and value that can surprise even experienced collectors. Back in 1965, the U.S. Mint made a shocking change. It stopped using silver in quarters. Before 1965, quarters were 90% silver, but due to the rising silver prices, the government switched to a copper-nickel-clad composition, and that's where the legend begins. Part 2, the silver shortage mystery. In the early 1960s, America was facing a serious silver shortage. The demand for silver was skyrocketing. It was used in jewelry, electronics, photography, and of course, coins. People began hoarding silver coins, melting them down for their metal value. This caused the U.S. Treasury to take a major step, to remove silver from circulating quarters and dimes completely. So, in 1965, a new kind of quarter was born, made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, wrapped around a pure copper core. But here's the mystery: some 1965 quarters were accidentally struck on 90% silver planchets meant for 1964 quarters. These rare error coins are worth a fortune today. Part 3, the rare 1965 silver quarter. Only a few silver 1965 quarters are known to exist, and each one can be worth thousands of dollars. These are considered transitional errors, and coin experts call them one of the most exciting finds in U.S. numismatic history. Imagine finding a coin from 1965 that looks just like the others, but when weighed, it's slightly heavier because it's made of silver. Collectors have paid over $10,000 to $20,000 for confirmed 1965 silver quarters, and the highest known sale? One specimen sold for over $40,000 at auction, but the story doesn't end there. Part 4, the design of the 1965 quarter. The design of the 1965 quarter dollar remains iconic. On the obverse, we see the powerful portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. The reverse features the American eagle, wings spread wide, clutching olive branches, a symbol of strength and peace. Even though this design had been in use since 1932, the 1965 version became the symbol of a new era, the modern clad coinage period. Every detail tells a story of endurance, patriotism, and change in America's coinage history. Part 5, no mint mark mystery. An interesting fact about the 1965 quarter is that none of them have mint marks. That's right. In 1965, the U.S. Mint removed all mint marks from coins to discourage collectors from hoarding them. This means that whether the coin was struck in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, they all looked identical. So, identifying where a specific 1965 quarter came from is impossible by just looking at it. Another fascinating twist in its story. Part 6, the Coinage Act of 1965. The transformation of the 1965 quarter was made official by the Coinage Act of 1965, signed by President Lyndon B. Johnson. This act changed the entire face of U.S. coins, removing silver from dimes and quarters, and reducing it in half. It also gave the mint permission to produce coins in huge quantities without mint marks or restrictions. This was one of the most important shifts in modern American currency history, and the 1965 quarter stood right at the heart of it. Part 7, production and minting. In 1965, over 1.8 billion quarters were produced, an enormous number. But remember, this was the first year of the new clad coin, and errors were bound to happen. Some quarters were struck on leftover silver planchets, some on wrong metal mixes, and others had double dies or off-center strikes. These errors now make certain 1,965 quarters worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on condition and rarity. Part 8, identifying a silver 1965 quarter. So, how can you tell if your 1965 quarter is the rare silver one? First, weigh it. A regular clad 1965 quarter weighs 5.67 grams, while a silver one weighs 6.25 grams. Second, look at the edge. A clad quarter shows a copper stripe around the edge, while a silver one has a solid silver edge. Finally, the sound test. A silver quarter makes a clear, ringing tone when dropped, unlike the dull sound of a clad coin. If you find one, you could be holding a small fortune. Part 9, Market value and grading. The value of a 1965 quarter depends heavily on its condition and grading. A typical circulated one might be worth only face value, 25 cents, but a high-grade uncirculated coin, especially one certified by PCGS or NGC, can reach $100 or more. Error coins and silver planchet strikes, however, can go far beyond that, up to $40,000 or even $50,000 in pristine condition. Today, collectors around the world hunt for these treasures. Part 10. Hidden gems in your pocket. You might think rare coins only exist in auctions or collections, but many amazing finds have come straight from pocket change. Yes, 1965 quarters with rare errors have been discovered in circulation even decades later. So always check your change. You might just come across a coin worth a life-changing amount. Part 11. The rise of collectors' passion. The 1965 quarter inspired a new wave of coin collectors, because it marked the shift from silver to clad coins. Many people began saving them as historical keepsakes. Today, the demand for early clad coins in mint condition is growing, especially among younger collectors who appreciate the story behind them. Part 12. The influence on future coinage. The success of the 1965 quarter's clad composition set the standard for all modern U.S. coins. Nickels, dimes, quarters, and half dollars have followed this formula ever since. It proved that a durable, cost-effective, and attractive metal mix could work for everyday use, without relying on precious metals. This decision helped shape the U.S. coinage system for generations to come. Part 13. Auction highlights. In 2023, a rare 1965 silver quarter graded MS67 by PCGS sold $4.22,500. Another specimen with an unusual double die obverse fetched nearly $5,000. These auctions remind us that ordinary-looking coins can turn out to be hidden treasures, especially those from transitional years like 1965. Part 14. The modern market value. As of now, the current market value of high-end or error 1965 quarters can reach up to $222,674, depending on rarity, condition, and silver content. Collectors across the world are ready to pay massive prices for the perfect coin. Even standard coins in mint rolls or proof-like condition are increasing in value year by year. The 1965 quarter remains a timeless piece of American coin history, both a collectible and an investment. Part 15. Final thoughts and collector inspiration. The 1965 quarter dollar tells us more than just a story about money. It's a story of transformation, innovation, and history. From the end of silver coinage to the rise of clad currency, it represents change, resilience, and American spirit. If you ever find one in perfect condition or with a rare error, you might just be holding a coin worth thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. So keep searching, keep collecting, and keep learning with USA Coins 1, where we explore the hidden treasures in your pocket change. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into rare and valuable U.S. coins. Until next time, happy collecting. Today, we're going deep into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the 1966 United States quarter dollar, also known as the Liberty Quarter. You might have held this coin in your hand, spent it at a store, or seen it resting in an old jar somewhere in your home. But what if I told you that some of these 1966 quarters could be worth up to $222,678 today? Yes, you heard that right. A coin that originally had a face value of only 25 cents could now be worth a small fortune. Let's take you back to the heart of the 1960s, a time when America was changing. Technology, culture, and even the nation's coins were transforming. Part 2. The end of silver and the beginning of change. The story of the 1966 quarter dollar begins during a period of major transition in U.S. coinage. Before 1965, quarters were made of 90% silver and 10% copper, giving them real intrinsic value. But rising silver prices created a problem. People started hoarding coins instead of spending them. To solve this issue, in 1965, the U.S. Mint decided to remove silver from dimes and quarters. By 1966, the new, clad coinage was in full production. The 1966 quarter was now made of copper nickel layered over a solid copper core, a decision that changed U.S. coins forever. This change wasn't just about materials, it marked the beginning of a new era in American currency, one that collectors would remember for decades. Part 3. a year of no mint MRKS. One unique thing about the 1966 quarter is that it has no mint mark. That's right, you won't find a letter like D or S anywhere on the coin. Why? Because the US Mint decided to omit mint marks between 1965 and 1967 to discourage people from hoarding coins from specific mints. Collectors were going wild for coins with certain mint marks, so the government temporarily removed them. That's why every 1966 quarter looks the same, but don't be fooled, some are far more valuable than others because of errors, striking differences, and historical rarity. Part 4. The design that symbolized freedom. The obverse side of the 1966 quarter features the bold and timeless portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. His sharp gaze, strong features, and noble expression captured the spirit of American freedom. On the reverse, you'll see a majestic bald eagle with wings spread wide, clutching arrows, a powerful symbol of strength and readiness. Around the edge, the words United States of America, e pluribus unum, and $quarter proudly circle the eagle, emphasizing national pride and unity. Every curve and detail of this coin tells a story, not just of value, but of American heritage and strength. Part 5. Why the 1966 quarter is so rare and valuable. Now let's talk about what makes this coin so valuable. While millions of 1966 quarters were minted, certain examples are extremely rare due to their perfect condition, error strikes, and proof-like surfaces. Some coins were struck with unusual pressure, creating a sharper and more detailed image known as a full strike. Others were accidentally struck on leftover silver planchets from 1964, making them silver 1966 quarters. These are among the most sought-after errors in all of U.S. coin history. When such coins are found in mint state, MS-67 or higher, condition, collectors pay thousands, and sometimes hundreds of thousands, of dollars. Part 6. Record-breaking sales and market value. Collectors and auction houses have recorded jaw-dropping prices for high-grade examples of this coin. A pristine 1966 quarter graded MS-68 by PCGS has sold for over $222,678 in private auctions. Even regular mint state coins can sell for $200 to $500, while high-end examples in MS-67 can fetch $2,000 to $10,000. Error coins or those with special die varieties can command even higher prices depending on rarity. This is why the 1966 quarter dollar is considered one of the hidden treasures of American numismatics. Part 7. How to identify a valuable 1966 quarter. If you have a 1966 quarter at home, here's what to look for. Check the surface. A coin with sharp details, mirror-like shine, and nowhere might be mint state. Listen to the ring. Genuine clad quarters have a higher pitched sound when dropped. Look for errors, double strikes, off-center designs, or missing details can all increase the coin's value. Get it graded. Professional grading by PCGS or NGC can officially certify your coin's quality and authenticity. Remember, one single coin in perfect condition could change your life forever. Part 8. The hidden history behind the value. Behind every valuable coin is a deeper story. The 1966 quarter represents a nation adapting to change, balancing economic shifts, silver shortages, and a growing modern society. It's a reminder of the time when the United States transformed its currency to reflect its strength and progress. Each 1966 quarter carries that piece of history in its metal. That's what makes it so special, and why collectors worldwide are hunting for the perfect one. Part 9. Collector demand and future market trends. In today's market, the demand for high-grade 1966 quarters continues to rise. As more collectors focus on transitional year coins, the 1966 issue is gaining attention as a key piece of 20th century coinage. Experts predict that prices will continue to climb, especially for coins that remain in original mint brilliance. A coin once worth only a quarter could soon be a 5- or 6-figure investment. Part 10. Why you should check your CHNG next time you receive change at a store. Look carefully. That ordinary-looking 1966 quarter might be your gateway to history and fortune. People have found these rare coins in circulation, old jars, and inherited collections. So check every coin, every roll, and every box. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. Part 11. How to preserve your 1966 quarter. If you find one, handle it carefully. Never touch the surface with bare hands. Store it in a protective holder, and avoid cleaning it, as that can reduce its value. Keep it safe and consider professional grading. A well-preserved coin can appreciate significantly over time. Part 12. The beauty of the 1966 QURTR beyond its value. The 1966 quarter is a work of art. The precision, balance, and symbolism of its design reflect America's ideals of freedom, courage, and unity. It's a piece of the nation's soul captured in metal. For collectors, it's not just about money, it's about holding a part of history that will never come again. Part 13. Stories from collectors across the world. Coin enthusiasts share amazing stories. People discovering rare 1966 quarters in coin rolls, family heirlooms, or even thrift shop donations. Some of these finds have sold for thousands, turning ordinary days into unforgettable moments. Every story adds to the legend of this coin. Part 14. The 1966 quarter in today's world. Even today, this coin continues to inspire new generations of collectors. It's a symbol of how something small can hold immense value, both in money and in meaning. The 1966 quarter teaches us that history is everywhere, waiting to be rediscovered. Part 15. The final word. Your turn. Verso. What are you waiting for? Check your pockets, drawers, and coin jars. The 1966 Liberty quarter dollar might be closer than you think. A simple 25-cent piece could turn into a life-changing discovery worth $222,678. This is the magic of numismatics, where history, art, and value come together in one tiny masterpiece. Stay tuned for more incredible stories and hidden treasures right here on USA Coins 1, where we bring you the real worth of every coin that tells America's story, because every coin has a past, every collector has a dream, and every discovery has the power to change your future. Today, Part 1, the introduction to the 1967 quarter d'Oll Earth channel, where we explore the amazing world of American coins, their hidden history, and their surprising market values. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1967 United States quarter dollar, one of the most interesting coins from the late 1960s era. You might think this coin is just another ordinary quarter, but there's a lot more behind it than meets the eye. The 1967 quarter dollar, minted during a time of major change in the United States coinage system, carries history, mystery, and unexpected value. Some rare variations of this coin have been sold for incredible prices, reaching up to $222,677, making collectors around the world hunt for these hidden treasures. Part 2. The background and history. To understand why the 1967 quarter is special, we need to go back to the early 1960s. At that time, silver was still used in U.S. coins. But in 1965, the government decided to remove silver from dimes and quarters because the price of silver was rising too high. That change brought a brand new composition for the coins, replacing silver with a copper-nickel-clad material. The 1967 quarter belongs to this new era. It was made of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, weighing 5.67 grams. This was a big transformation in American coinage history, marking the move away from silver coins forever. Part 3. The design. The obverse of the 1967 quarter features the timeless portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan in 1932. His image represents leadership and freedom, two values that the United States always stands for. On the reverse, you'll see the majestic bald eagle, wings spread wide, symbolizing strength, independence, and the power of the nation. Above the eagle is the word United States of America, and below, the denomination quarter dollar. Every detail of this design reflects American pride and heritage, making the 1967 quarter not just a coin but a piece of national art. Part 4. No mint marks. MYSTRY. The 1967 quarter is also famous for one strange and unique feature: it has no mint marks at all. Normally, coins from Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco carry a small letter mark, such as D or S. But between 1965 and 1967, the U.S. Mint decided to remove all mint marks to discourage coin hoarding during the Great Silver Shortage. Because of that, all 1967 quarters look identical, and you can't tell exactly where they were made. This small but unusual detail makes this coin even more fascinating for collectors and historians alike. Part 5. Minting and Production. NUMBRS. The U.S. Mint produced an enormous number of 1967 quarters, over 1.5 billion pieces in total. The goal was to make sure that enough coins were in circulation to replace the old silver ones being pulled from the market. Even though most of these coins were used in everyday trade, a small number were struck with exceptional quality known as special mint sets, SMS. These special sets have sharper details, mirror-like surfaces, and a beautiful finish. These are the coins that often become worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars in today's market. Part 6. The coin composition and details. Every 1967 quarter weighs 5.67 grams and measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter. It is made of a copper-nickel blend over a pure copper core. The rim is reeded, with small vertical grooves around the edge. Although it looks similar to modern quarters, older collectors can often tell the difference just by touch, shine, and the aging color of the metal. Over time, natural oxidation gives these coins a unique appearance, sometimes increasing their collector value if the tone or luster is attractive. Part 7. Why collectors love the 1967 QURTR. Collectors love this coin not only because of its historical importance but also for the transitional story it tells. It connects two eras, the silver coin era and the modern clad coinage era. Many collectors search for coins that have full details on Washington's hair, sharp eagle feathers, and strong edge ridges. Some people even search for era coins from 1967, such as double strikes, off-center minting, or die cracks, which can make a regular quarter suddenly worth a small fortune. Part 8. Rare errors and striking varieties. Although the 1967 quarter does not have official mint marks, several error types are known to exist. Some have planchet errors, where the metal surface wasn't properly prepared. Others have die breaks, creating raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin. A few have striking misalignments, where one side of the design is off-center. Depending on the severity of the error, some of these coins have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars in auctions. Part 9. The market value. Today in circulated condition, a regular 1967 quarter is still worth its face value, 25 cents. However, collectors are always hunting for coins in pristine condition. Uncirculated coins and SMS specimens can fetch anywhere between $5 and $200, depending on quality. But the rarest, high-grade examples graded by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, have reached market values of over $222,677 in auctions. That's right. One simple coin you might overlook could actually be worth a small fortune if it's preserved perfectly. Part 10. How to identify a valuable 1967 QURTR. To find a valuable 1967 quarter, check the details under good lighting. Look for sharp edges, clear hairlines on Washington's head, and strong feather lines on the eagle's wings. If the coin has a mirror-like surface or deep shine, it might be from a special mint set. You can also check for any minting errors. Even small differences can make a huge impact on the price. Always handle the coin carefully and avoid touching it with bare hands, as fingerprints can reduce its value significantly. Part 11. Tips for preservation and storage. If you have a 1967 quarter that looks uncirculated or has special features, keep it safe. Store it in an airtight holder or coin capsule. Avoid cleaning it, as cleaning can destroy the natural surface and lower the coin's value. Collectors prefer coins in their original condition, even if they show signs of gentle aging or toning. Proper storage can help maintain the coin's beauty and ensure it continues to increase in value over time. Part 12. Special mint set value and demand. The 1967 special mint set quarters are especially popular among serious numismatists. They were not meant for general circulation and were sold directly to collectors by the U.S. Mint. The finishes are between proof and regular strikes, with extra detail and a brilliant surface. These coins in top condition, graded MS67 or higher, are rare and highly desired. Their value continues to climb as fewer perfect examples remain in the market. Part 13. historical context and significancy. The 1967 quarter also symbolizes a turbulent period in U.S. coinage history. After the removal of silver in 1965, people began hoarding old coins, fearing that new ones would lose value. The mint's decision to remove mint marks and issue billions of quarters was an attempt to stabilize the system. This makes the 1967 coin not just a piece of metal, but a witness to America's financial evolution and resilience. Part 14, Collector Stories and Desioviries. Many collectors have shared stories of finding valuable 1967 quarters in old collections, change jars, or inherited sets. Some coins that looked ordinary turned out to be high-grade SMS coins, leading to incredible profits. This is why every coin lover should check their change carefully, because even a coin that looks common can hide a rare story and a big surprise. Part 15, Final Thoughts and Closing. The 1967 United States quarter dollar stands as a timeless reminder of change, innovation, and hidden value. From its no mint mark mystery to its connection with America's coinage transition, this coin tells a story worth knowing. Whether you are a collector, a history lover, or simply curious about coins, the 1967 quarter dollar deserves a special place in your collection. Keep searching your change, because one day you might find that special quarter worth $222,677 or more. Today, we're talking about one of the most fascinating coins ever minted, the 1977 United States quarter dollar. This coin, small in size but massive in value and history, is shocking collectors with its unbelievable worth in today's market. Some pieces of this coin are known to sell for over $222,676, yes, $222,000, depending on their condition, rarity, and errors. Look for this expensive coins. The 1977 quarter dollar carries more than just monetary value. It carries a story of America's history, change, and craftsmanship. Every detail engraved on it, from the portrait of George Washington to the proud words "Liberty and in God we trust," reminds us of the spirit of freedom that defines the nation. Let's start from the beginning. The year was 1977. The United States Mint was producing billions of coins for circulation, and among them was the quarter dollar, a coin that had been in American pockets for decades. But what makes the 1977 issue so special? Why are collectors today searching for these coins so eagerly? Let's find out together. Part 2, The Design and Symbolism of the 1977 QURTR. The obverse side, or front, of the coin, proudly features George Washington, the first President of the United States. Designed by John Flanagan in 1932, this portrait has remained a symbol of American pride and integrity. Above Washington's head, you can see the word liberty, standing for freedom, the very foundation of the nation. Below, the phrase "I in God we trust" echoes the faith of a country that stood strong through centuries. On the reverse side, you'll see the majestic American eagle with spread wings, holding arrows and olive branches, representing both strength and peace. The words United States of America and E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one, reflect the unity of the people. And right at the bottom, we find the denomination, quarter dollar, a simple phrase that hides great worth. Even though the 1977 quarter might look like an ordinary coin, there are rare variations and conditions that make some pieces worth an incredible amount of money today. Part 3, The Minting History. The 1977 quarter dollar was struck at three major mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia mint coins have no mint mark, the Denver mint coins bear a small d mint mark. The San Francisco mint coins carry an S, often in proof condition, but the most interesting ones are those without any mint mark, the Philadelphia issues. These coins, when found in pristine condition, or with special errors, are attracting record-breaking prices in auctions and private collections. Some have even been graded by top institutions like PCGS and NGC as the finest known examples. Part 4, Rare Errors and Hidden Gemshares. Where the story becomes even more exciting, collectors are on the hunt for error coins, those rare minting mistakes that make certain 1977 quarters worth a fortune. Some of the most valuable ones include off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing, double dies, where the image or lettering looks doubled, clipped planchets, where the edge of the coin is missing a piece, weak strikes, where the details appear faint. These errors are like hidden treasures. If you have a 1977 quarter, take a closer look. That tiny flaw could be the key to turning a simple coin into a rare collectible worth thousands of dollars. Part 5. Condition and grading. Mattrs collectors know that the condition of a coin determines its value. A 1977 quarter found in circulation might only be worth its face value of 25 cents. But a coin in mint state, MS, condition, with no scratches or wear, can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Grading agencies like PCGS and NGC use a 70-point scale to measure the condition. A coin graded MS60 to MS64 is uncirculated but with minor marks. MS65 to MS67 coins are premium examples with full luster and sharp details. The extremely rare MS68 or higher grades can push the value into tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, and yes, that's where we find those mind-blowing prices like $222,676 for the finest known examples. Part 6. The market value today. Let's talk about the current market. The value of the 1977 quarter dollar depends on demand, rarity, and grade. As of today, collectors are paying huge premiums for high-quality pieces. Average circulated coins, around 25 cents to $1. Uncirculated coins, MS60, MS63 $5 to $25. Gem condition, MS65, MS67 $100 to $2,000 or more. Rare high-grade coins with special characteristics, over $200,000. That's the beauty of coin collecting. Something that seems ordinary might turn out to be a once-in-a-lifetime find. Part 7. Why the 1977 quarter stands out. So why do collectors love the 1977 quarter so much? Because it represents a transition era in American coinage, a time when traditional designs met modern minting technology. It's also one of the last quarters before major design and compositional changes in later years. The metal composition of the 1977 quarter is cupronickel-clad, meaning it's made of copper and nickel layers. Even though it doesn't contain silver, its historical and collectible value has grown over time due to its rarity and top condition. Part 8. How to identify a valuable coin. Here's a simple checklist for you, coin hunters. Look for no mint mark. Philadelphia issues are highly collectible. Check for errors or unusual details. Examine the condition under good lighting. Use a magnifier to see if the details are sharp. If your coin looks special, get it graded by a professional service. You never know. Your 1977 quarter might just be worth more than you imagine. Part 9. The story behind the coin. Every coin has a story, and the 1977 quarter tells the story of a nation in progress. From the factories that made them, to the millions of pockets they passed through, these coins witnessed countless moments of American life, from gas stations and diners to stores and schools. Each one carries history in its metal and memories in its marks. Part 10. The collector's dream. For collectors, finding a perfect 1977 quarter is like finding a diamond in the sand. The challenge, the excitement, and the possibility of discovering something valuable make coin collecting one of the most rewarding hobbies in the world. Part 11. Investment potential. As time passes, coins like the 1977 quarter become even more desirable. Why? Because high-grade examples are being taken out of circulation, preserved in collections, and becoming harder to find. This scarcity drives up prices year after year. For investors and collectors alike, holding such a coin can be both a passion and a profit. Part 12. Auction records. In recent auctions, 1977 quarters in near-perfect condition have sold for shocking amounts, over $200,000. These coins often come with perfect luster, sharp strike, and flawless surfaces. The combination of beauty and rarity is what makes these coins truly priceless. Part 13. Protecting your coins. If you have a 1977 quarter or any valuable coin, always store it safely. Use plastic coin holders, airtight capsules, or slabs for graded coins. Avoid touching them directly with your fingers, as oils can damage the surface. Part 14. How to sell or appraise your coin. Before selling, always get a professional appraisal from a trusted coin dealer or grading service. You can also check recent sales on platforms like eBay or major auction houses to compare prices. Remember, Patience often brings the best reward. Part 15, Conclusion and Final Message. The 1977 quarter dollar is more than just a piece of metal, it's a piece of American history. Whether you find one in your change or inherit it from a collection, take the time to appreciate its story and potential. A coin that was once worth only 25 cents could now be worth over $200,000, a reminder that sometimes the greatest treasures are hiding in plain sight. This is USA Coins 1, where we bring you the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing stories about US coins, their history, and their true market value. Stay tuned for the next video, where we uncover another hidden gem of American coinage. Thank you for watching, and keep checking your change, because you never know which coin might change your life forever. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about coins in modern American coinage, the 1980p Liberty quarter dollar. Many collectors ignore this coin, thinking it's just another common piece of change, but the truth is shocking. Some of these coins are now selling for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on their condition, rarity, and mint errors. And yes, there are even some valued as high as $222,675. Let's begin the journey of this fascinating coin. The 1980p quarter was minted in Philadelphia, one of the busiest mints in the United States. It carries the iconic image of George Washington on the obverse side, the founding father and the first president of the United States. The word liberty shines above his head, representing the spirit of freedom that defines the nation. The year 1980 sits proudly beneath Washington's bust, a time when the United States was changing rapidly. The economy, technology, and coin production itself were entering a new era. Now turn to the reverse side of this coin. You'll see the American eagle with wings spread wide, standing tall on a bundle of arrows, surrounded by the words United States of America and quarter dollar. This design symbolizes strength, pride, and national unity. It is a reminder of how the quarter dollar became a powerful symbol of American culture and trade. Part 2, The birth of the 1980p quarter and its RRITY. In 1980, the Philadelphia Mint struck millions of quarters. But here's the secret, not all of them were perfect. Many were struck with tiny variations, weak strikes, or double dies. A few even had planchet errors that made them stand out from regular coins. These imperfections turned ordinary 1980p quarters into rare collectible treasures. The 1980p quarter was made of copper nickel-clad composition, a core of pure copper and outer layers of nickel. It weighs 5.67 grams and measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter. Even though it may look ordinary, collectors know that details like mint luster, strike sharpness, and edge condition determine its real value. A regular circulated 1980p quarter might only fetch 25 cents, but a pristine uncirculated example with full details and mirror-like surfaces can be worth much more. Gem-quality coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC can easily command prices between $1,000 and $10,000 depending on grade and rarity. And the story doesn't end there. Part 3, The rare and valuable 1980p quarter dollar. Certain 1980p quarters with unique features have astonished the market. Some have doubling on the word liberty or in God we trust. Others show slight misalignment or off-center strikes that make them one of a kind. There are even a few pieces with missing clad layers, giving the coin a reddish copper tone. These rare varieties are the gems that make coin collectors chase this coin passionately. A well-preserved error coin can reach a market price of over $222,675 if it's a top-graded specimen with full details and a verified error. These are the coins that can change an ordinary find into a life-changing discovery. Collectors also pay attention to mint luster. A shiny coin with no wear, scratches, or contact marks is considered a mint state coin. Such examples have been auctioned for thousands of dollars in recent years. Part 4, The historical significance of the 1980 QURTR. The 1980 quarter came during a transitional time in American minting history. The U.S. Mint was perfecting the modern coin production process, and the Philadelphia Mint started including mint marks again shortly after this period. That makes the 1980p quarter among the early examples of modern mint-marked quarters. this coin represents the enduring image of Washington and the artistic heritage that began in 1932 when the Washington quarter was first introduced. For collectors, it marks a bridge between the classic silver quarters of the past and the clad coinage of the modern age. Part 5, Current Market Value and Collector Interest. Now let's talk about the current market value of the 1980p quarter. In circulated condition, most examples are worth between 25 cents and $2. However, high-grade coins graded MS65 or higher can bring $50 to $500 depending on appeal. Coins graded MS67 have reached prices between $1,500 and $3,000. But the ultra-rare, top-graded error coins with exceptional strike or unique doubling patterns are where the real money lies. Such examples have broken records, selling for over $222,675 in private collections and high-end auctions. Collectors worldwide are now paying close attention to 1980 quarters, especially after recent market trends have shown strong demand for high-quality clad-era coins. Part 6. How to identify a valuable 1980p quarter. To find a valuable 1980p quarter, look carefully for key details. Examine the word Liberty under magnification. Check for any doubling on the letters. Inspect the motto "In God We Trust" for faint shifts or shadow lines. Observe the eagle's feathers on the reverse. A sharp and detailed strike often signals a higher mint state grade. Always handle your coins carefully. Use gloves or hold them by the edges. A tiny fingerprint can reduce their value dramatically. Store them in protective holders to maintain their shine and prevent oxidation. Part 7. The future value and investment. Potential experts predict that high-quality 1980p quarters will continue to rise in value. As more collectors enter the hobby and fewer pristine coins remain, demand will outstrip supply. Many investors are now considering clad-era quarters as a safe long-term collectible option, much like the silver coins of previous generations. Even now, auctions are recording new record prices for mint state and error examples of the 1980p quarter. This proves that the humble coin from your pocket change could one day become a museum-worthy artifact. Part 8. Final thoughts from USA Coins 1. So, the next time you check your loose change, pay attention to every quarter. The 1980p Liberty quarter dollar might be hiding in plain sight, waiting for you to discover its true worth. What started as a simple 25-cent coin in 1980 can now be valued in the hundreds, thousands, or even more than $222,675 depending on rarity, condition, and demand. That's the magic of coin collecting: history, art, and value all in the palm of your hand. Stay tuned for more deep explorations of rare and valuable coins right here on USA Coins 1. We bring you the latest updates, values, and hidden stories behind America's most fascinating currency treasures. If you enjoy learning about rare coins and valuable finds, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to USA Coins 1 for more incredible coin history and market value videos, because here at USA Coins 1, every coin tells a story, and some of those stories are worth a fortune. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most exciting and mysterious coins in American numismatic history, the 1981 Liberty quarter dollar. This coin might look ordinary at first glance, but what if I told you that some of these coins have sold for more than $222,674 in the collector's market? Stay with me till the end because you are about to discover everything about this coin's history, errors, design, and unbelievable value. Part 2. The beginning of the 1981 quarter. Why the year was 1981, a time when the United States Mint was producing millions of coins for everyday transactions. The Denver Mint, marked by the letter D, was one of the busiest that year. The 1981 D quarter dollar was part of the Washington Quarter Series, which began in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first President of the United States. Over the years, this coin has evolved, but the 1981 D quarter stands out because of its beautiful design, metallic composition, and the rare conditions that make it worth a fortune today. Part 3. The design and SYMBOLSM. The obverse, or front side, of the 1981 D quarter dollar features the proud portrait of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. The word Liberty arches above Washington's head, while "In God We Trust" sits proudly to the left. Below the portrait, you'll find the year 1981 and the mint mark D, symbolizing the Denver Mint. On the reverse side, the majestic bald eagle spreads its wings wide, clutching arrows and an olive branch, symbols of America's power and peace. Above the eagle are the words United States of America, while below are quarter dollar and e pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one. This design represents unity, courage, and liberty, values that define the spirit of America. Part 4, the metal composition and WEGHT. The 1981 D quarter dollar is composed of copper and nickel, with a pure copper core. It weighs 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. Though these might sound like ordinary details, collectors know that even the smallest variation in weight, size, or color can indicate a mint error, and that's where big money enters the story. Some error coins have been sold for thousands of dollars because of their rare manufacturing mistakes. Part 5, why some 1981 D quarters are worth $USANDS. Now, here's where things get exciting. While most 1981 D quarters are worth only face value, certain ones, because of rare mint errors, double dies, off-center strikes, or wrong planchets, have sold for astonishing amounts. A few uncirculated and proof-quality pieces have reached prices of over $222,674 in private auctions and collector markets. The value depends on factors like mint condition, shine, luster, and rarity. So, always check your change carefully, you might be holding a hidden treasure. Part 6, how to identify a valuable 1981 D quarter. To identify a rare 1981 D quarter, look closely at these features: sharpness and clarity of the lettering and design, the brightness and reflectiveness of the coin's surface, any doubling in the words Liberty or In God We Trust, thicker edges, misalignment, or color differences. If your coin looks slightly different from the rest, don't ignore it. It might be a mint error coin, and those can sell for hundreds or even thousands depending on rarity. Part 7, the history of the Washington quarter. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932, replacing the standing Liberty quarter. It became one of the most popular coins in the United States. The design was meant to honor George Washington's contribution to American freedom. Over time, the composition of the coin changed, especially after 1965, when the U.S. Mint stopped using silver and switched to a copper-nickel-clad design. The 1981 D coin belongs to this modern clad series, yet it still holds a strong connection to American history and pride. Part 8, how condition affects value. Collectors often use the Sheldon coin grading scale, which ranges from poor, P1, to mint state, MS, 70. A 1981 D quarter in average circulated condition may be worth around 25 cents to $1, but an uncirculated or mint state, MS, 67 or higher, coin could fetch hundreds or even thousands. If your coin is MS, 68 or better, you might be holding one of the rarest pieces in existence, the kind that sells for over $222,674 at auctions. Part 9, the rare error coins of 1981 D. Some of the most valuable 1981 D quarters have striking errors, including off-center strikes where part of the design is missing, double die obverse or reverse where images appear twice, clipped planchet errors showing missing edges, broad strike errors where the coin is wider than normal, wrong planchet strikes. 4. Example, a quarter struck on a nickel or penny planchet. Collectors are willing to pay massive amounts for these unique mistakes because they are one of a kind. Part 10, auction records and real market sales. In recent years, several 1981 D quarters have appeared in auctions and online marketplaces. A perfectly preserved coin graded MS 68 by PCGS or NGC has sold for tens of thousands of dollars, with some private sales reaching the incredible figure of $222,674. These coins are often found in untouched mint sets or private collections. That's why serious collectors and treasure hunters are constantly searching for high-grade examples of this coin. Part 11, how to preserve your CNS. If you find a shiny 1981 D quarter that looks different or unique, never clean it. Cleaning reduces its value drastically. Instead, store it safely in a protective coin holder or airtight capsule. Handle it only by the edges, and avoid moisture and fingerprints. A well-preserved coin can increase in value over time, especially if it's a rare or error variety. Part 12. The influence of the Denver Mint. The Denver Mint, where this coin was produced, has a long and proud history of crafting billions of coins since 1906. Coins with the D Mint mark often have strong strikes and clear details, making them favorites among collectors. But sometimes, a few coins escape with unique errors, and those are the ones that make headlines in the numismatic world. Part 13. Why collectors love the 1981 DQURTR. Collectors love the 1981 D quarter because it sits at the crossroads between vintage and modern U.S. coinage. It's not old enough to be antique, but not new enough to be common. Its metallic tone, classic design, and potential for hidden errors make it a fascinating coin to hunt. Plus, the thrill of discovering one worth hundreds of thousands of dollars keeps the excitement alive in every collector's heart. Part 14. Market trends and future value. As time passes, high-quality 1981 D quarters are becoming scarcer. Many have been spent, lost, or damaged over the years. This natural reduction in supply means that demand for well-preserved coins continues to rise. Experts predict that the value of pristine 1981 D quarters will continue to grow, making it one of the most desirable modern-era quarters to collect. Part 15. Final thoughts and closing message. So, my friends, the next time you check your pocket change or an old coin collection, pay close attention to any 1981 D quarter dollar you find. It might look like a simple 25-cent coin, but it could be your ticket to a small fortune. Some of these coins have been valued at more than $222,674, proving that even ordinary coins can hold extraordinary secrets. If you love discovering coin history, rare values, and hidden treasures, make sure you subscribe to USA Coins 1 and click the bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. Stay tuned as we continue to uncover more hidden gems from American coinage history. Thank you for watching, and remember, every coin tells a story, and some stories are. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins ever minted in the United States, the 1981 P quarter dollar, a coin that many people still have lying around in old drawers, wallets, or jars, completely unaware that it could be worth a lot of money today. So sit back, relax, and get ready to learn everything about the 1981 P quarter dollar, its origin, hidden features, minting details, historical background, collector demand, and of course, its current market value, which has reached up to $222,675 in the rarest conditions. Yes, you heard that right, over $200,000 for a simple quarter that once bought you a piece of candy. The story of the 1981 P quarter dollar begins during a very interesting time in American history. The year 1981 marked the end of an era and the beginning of another in U.S. coinage. The Philadelphia Mint, identified by the letter P, was producing millions of quarters, but not all were created equal. Most were struck for everyday use, but a few special pieces turned out with extraordinary details, mirror-like surfaces, or slight errors that would make them treasures for collectors decades later. The 1981 P quarter features the classic portrait of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan, a design first introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. On the obverse, we see Washington's proud profile facing left with the word Liberty above his head and the date 1981 below his neck. The phrase "In God We Trust" rests calmly beside him, a timeless reminder of American heritage and unity. Now let's talk about the reverse side of this beautiful coin. On the back, the majestic bald eagle stands proudly with outstretched wings, perched on a bundle of arrows with two olive branches below. Above it, the words United States of America shine boldly, followed by the denomination quarter dollar below. This design has remained one of the most recognized symbols of American strength, peace, and pride, but here's where things get exciting. Not every 1981 P quarter is worth just 25 cents. In fact, coin collectors and numismatists have discovered that some of these quarters, especially those in mint state condition or with unique die errors, can fetch astonishing prices in auctions and coin markets. The highest recorded price for a pristine 1981 P quarter with perfect luster and deep mirror finish reached an unbelievable $222,675. Yes, nearly $250,000. Why are these coins worth so much? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and demand. The 1981 Philadelphia Mint quarters were made in large numbers, over 601 million pieces, but only a handful survived in untouched, perfect mint state. Over time, most coins went into circulation, lost their shine, and were scratched or damaged. But the few that remained flawless became extremely valuable to serious collectors. Another reason for their high value is the historical context. The early 1980s were a transitional time for the U.S. Mint. It was a period of technological improvements, experiments with die preparation, and metal compositions. Some quarters from 1981 were struck with slightly doubled dies, off-center impressions, or mirror-proof-like surfaces, making them rare collectibles. When you hold a 1981p quarter in your hand, you're holding a piece of American history. Imagine all the hands it might have passed through, the stores, the gas stations, the pockets, and the memories of that era. The coin connects us to a time when 25 cents could buy a soda, a bus ticket, or even a small bag of candy. Today, that same coin can buy you a brand new car, or even a house, if it's one of the ultra-rare, mint-condition examples. Collectors are constantly searching for these treasures. If you have a 1981p quarter, check for sharp details, no scratches, full rim definition, and original luster. If your coin looks perfect under magnification, you might be holding a fortune. Graded coins in MS-65 or higher can range anywhere from $150 to $2,500, while the rarest versions with errors or special minting qualities can go well above $200,000. Now let's move to the next level of our story, where we explore more about how to identify these valuable coins, what collectors look for, and how you can check your coins at home to see if you own a hidden treasure. USA Coins 1, long script part TWO. Welcome again to USA Coins 1, where we uncover the untold secrets of American coins that could change your financial future. In part 2 of our deep dive into the 1981p quarter dollar, we'll explore how to identify, evaluate, and protect your coin so you can make the most of its potential value. Let's start with identification. The first step is to examine the mint mark. The 1981p quarter was minted in Philadelphia, and that means the coin either has a tiny letter P on the right side of Washington's neck or sometimes no mark at all, depending on the die set used during that year. Make sure to inspect the area carefully because a faint or missing mint mark can sometimes indicate a special or transitional strike, increasing its rarity. Next, look at the condition. The grading scale for coins runs from 1 to 70, with 70 being a flawless, mirror-perfect coin. Coins graded MS-65, MS-67, or MS-68 are the ones that fetch premium prices. To protect the coin's shine and prevent damage, never touch it with your bare hands, always handle it by the edges and store it in a soft coin holder or capsule. Many collectors also look for strike quality. A sharp, fully struck coin will have crisp details in Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. Weak strikes or blurry lines reduce value, while fully defined features can multiply the price. Another feature to watch out for is minting errors. These include off-center strikes, double dies, filled mint marks, and die cracks. Even a small error can skyrocket a coin's value. For example, a 1981p quarter with a visible double die on the word Liberty or the date could easily sell for thousands. In coin shows and auctions, these coins are among the most discussed pieces from the early 1980s era. Collectors admire their historical charm and the challenge of finding one in pristine state. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers have sold 1981 quarters for record-breaking prices, proving that even modern-era coins can compete with ancient rarities in the world of numismatics. If you are new to collecting, remember this: always research, preserve, and authenticate your coins. Use trusted grading companies like PCGS or NGC to get your coin officially graded. Once graded, your coin's value can increase significantly because buyers trust certified authenticity and condition. And here's an amazing fact: even circulated 1981p quarters in excellent condition can still bring surprising returns. A shiny, well-preserved piece could easily sell for $50 to $200, depending on the details. But those with rare die characteristics, perfect minting, or high-grade certification can be worth tens of thousands, even reaching $222,675 in exceptional cases. So, the next time you check your coin collection or your old piggy bank, don't ignore the quarters from 1981. That small silver-colored coin might just be your ticket to something big. Keep your eyes open, your coins safe, and your curiosity alive, because at USA Coins 1, every coin tells a story, and every story could lead to treasure. Stay tuned for Part 3, where we'll continue our exploration into the secret variations, auction histories, and collector tips to help you discover the hidden gold in your change jar. Today, we are diving deep into the story of the 1984 quarter dollar, a coin that looks simple but holds surprising secrets in the world of coin collecting. Many people pass by these coins every day, not realizing that one small letter, P, under the word liberty could mean the difference between just 25 cents and hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The 1984 quarter dollar was minted in Philadelphia, one of the busiest mints in the United States during that time. Over 676 million quarters were produced, but only a few have stood the test of time in pristine, uncirculated, or error form. These rare survivors are the ones that make collectors' hearts race and investors pay incredible amounts of money to own. Part 2, the history behind the coin. The year 1984 marked a period of strong economic change in America. The coin still carried the iconic portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, which first appeared in 1932. The obverse, or front side, proudly displays Washington facing left with the word liberty above and the motto "In God We Trust" beside his profile. The date 1984 rests at the bottom, a time capsule of American resilience and confidence. The reverse side, known to all collectors, features the majestic bald eagle, wings spread wide, clutching arrows of strength and an olive branch of peace. This symbolizes America's power and its pursuit of balance between might and diplomacy. Every detail of the 1984 quarter reminds us of craftsmanship and national pride that continues to attract collectors worldwide. Part 3, why collectors love the 1984 quarter. Collectors love the 1984 quarter because of its place in American numismatic history and its subtle differences from other years. The Philadelphia Mint produced millions, but certain strike variations, planchet errors, and die cracks have made some examples extremely rare. In the world of coins, even a small difference can change a coin's destiny. Some 1984 quarters show double die obverse, off-center strikes, or even missing letters, making them stand out among regular coins. Such coins are extremely valuable in today's market, where collectors are willing to pay hundreds or even thousands for coins in perfect or error condition. Part 4, the metal composition and its importance. The 1984 quarter dollar is made from a copper-nickel clad composition, an inner core of pure copper and outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This combination gives the coin its silver-like appearance while maintaining durability for circulation. While these quarters are not made of silver, certain unique errors or proof-like examples can appear to shine brighter, tricking even experienced eyes. Some collectors have discovered planchet transition errors, where the coin was accidentally struck on the wrong metal, leading to extremely rare varieties. Part 5, the role of the Philadelphia Mint. The Philadelphia Mint, symbolized by the letter P, has always been known for high-volume production and precision. But in 1984, with so many coins being produced, tiny inconsistencies naturally occurred. These are the coins that today's collectors hunt for, small minting mistakes that turned ordinary coins into treasures. Part 6, market value and recent auction records. Now let's talk about what everyone wants to know, the current market value. While a regular circulated 1984 quarter may still be worth its face value of 25 cents, certain coins in mint state condition or with rare errors have fetched extraordinary prices. Some 1984 quarters in MS67 or higher have sold for over $1,000 in auctions. And special error coins, such as off-center strikes or double dies, have reached values as high as $222,674, depending on condition and demand. This unbelievable figure shows how unpredictable and exciting the coin market can be. Part 7, condition matters. From circulated to mint state, the condition of a coin plays the biggest role in determining its value. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC often receive designations such as MS65, MS66, or even MS67, referring to their mint state quality. A 1984 P quarter in MS67 with perfect luster and sharp strike is a collector's dream, sometimes selling for hundreds or more. Circulated coins, however, lose their shine and detail through years of handling, reducing their market worth. That's why it's important to always handle coins carefully and, if possible, store them in protective holders to preserve their value. Part 8. The beauty of error coins. Error coins are among the most fascinating aspects of numismatics. The 1984 P quarter has produced several known errors, including die cracks, struck-through grease errors, double dies, and off-center strikes. Each of these variations tells a unique story about how the minting process can create accidental works of art. Collectors worldwide compete fiercely for such error coins, especially those in uncirculated condition. Some errors can multiply the coin's value by hundreds of times. Part 9. How to identify a valuable 1984 P quarter. If you have a 1984 P quarter at home, don't ignore it. Look closely at the following details: the sharpness of George Washington's hair and facial features, the clarity of the date and the letter P, any doubling in letters or number, signs of minting errors such as cracks, dents, or shifted edges. If you find a coin with any of these characteristics, you could be holding something truly special. Part 10. Coin grading and authentication. Before selling or trading your 1984 P quarter, it's wise to get it graded by a professional coin grading service. These organizations use strict guidelines to rate a coin's condition and authenticity. A certified grade not only increases your coin's market value but also ensures trust among buyers and collectors. Part 11. Historical value beyond money. Beyond its financial worth, the 1984 P quarter carries immense historical and cultural significance. Each coin is a tiny piece of American history, a symbol of 1980s America, a time of economic growth and innovation. Holding one in your hand connects you to decades of transactions, lives, and stories that unfolded with every exchange. Part 12. Global collector interest. Interestingly, U.S. coins like the 1984 P quarter are not only popular in America but also among international collectors. From Europe to Asia, people seek out American quarters as symbols of the nation's heritage. This growing global interest has increased demand and driven up prices in auctions and online marketplaces. Part 13. How to sell or trade your coin. If you believe your 1984 P quarter might be valuable, consider selling it through a reputable auction platform or a local coin dealer. Always compare offers and do your research. Some coins have fetched surprising prices because collectors spotted hidden details others missed. Part 14. Preserving the coin for the future. Preserving your 1984 P quarter is crucial if you want it to maintain or increase in value. Store it in a non-PVC coin holder, keep it away from moisture, and handle it by its edges. The better its condition, the more future collectors will value it. Part 15. Final thoughts. The 1984 P quarter dollar may seem like an ordinary coin, but its story proves how extraordinary small things can be. From its design and history to its incredible auction prices reaching $222,674, this coin continues to surprise both experts and beginners. So, before you spend your next quarter, take a closer look. You might just be holding a hidden treasure in your hands. Thank you for watching USA Coins 1. If you love discovering the hidden history and value of American coins, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video. Stay tuned for more exciting stories, coin facts, and real market updates right here on USA Coins 1, where every coin tells a story and every story could make you richer.